I was ready to fuck him up. Keep going, man. Nate's a dog, though. Because those same shots I've hit a lot of people, I fold him like a long chair. You literally got to kill that dude. I said in every interview leading up to this, or it wasn't a line, man. You got to kill that dude.
It goes without saying that UFC 244 was arguably the most stacked fight card of the year, with fighters like Kevin Lee, Gregor Gillespie, Derek Lewis and Stephen Thompson all making an appearance, along with Darren Till making his middleweight debut against Kelvin Gastelum, and of course Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal fighting in the main event for the one and only BMF belt. UFC 244 was as good as it gets. And despite an extremely unfortunate ending in what was shaping up to be a great card, it was still a fantastic night of fights. So for this video, we'll be taking a look at the fights that took place on the main card of UFC 244, and going over exactly what happened in each of those fights. As always, if you guys enjoy this video, then please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at what happened at UFC 244. So, the first fight on the main card featured a lightweight bout between the number 10 ranked Kevin Lee and the undefeated Gregor Gillespie. Despite both men having solid grappling bases, the fight stayed on the feet for as long as it lasted. For the first couple of minutes, both of them traded jabs. Then, after a few minutes into round 1, Kevin Lee caught Gregor Gillespie with a beautifully placed left kick to the head. Gillespie fell to the fence out cold, with Kevin Lee earning a sensational knockout victory to get back in the win column. The next fight featured a heavyweight bout between knockout artist Derek Lewis taking on the number 8 ranked Blogoj Ivanov. Overall, this was an exciting back and forth fight. While Lewis got in a few good flurries and tagged Ivanov with some solid shots, Ivanov was able to survive, returning with some hard shots of his own while also landing a couple of takedowns. All in all, it was a fun and entertaining fight, but in the end, Derek Lewis walked away with a hard-fought split decision victory. The third fight saw two-time title challenger Stephen Thompson face off against rising welterweight Vicente Luque. The fight was an incredible stand-up battle. While Thompson put his dynamic striking on display and stunned Luque several times, Luque continuously showed his toughness and durability. He refused to give up fighting, even though he looked badly hurt, and ended up getting dropped by Thompson on a few occasions. Despite a strong effort from Luque, Thompson virtually outclassed him in every department, earning a unanimous decision victory. In the end, it was a masterful performance by Stephen Thompson, and he's proved he's still one of the best welterweight fighters in the world. That leads us on to our co-main event, which saw Kelvin Gastelum take on Darren Till in his highly anticipated middleweight debut. And to be honest, it was a bit of a slow-paced match. But this was probably due to the fact that both men had so much respect for each other's striking. During the fight, Till made effective work of his leg kicks, tagging Gastelum's legs several times during the fight. Kelvin occasionally got in a few good strikes of his own, and even managed to take down Till a couple of times. But ultimately, it wasn't enough to shift the fight in his favour. Overall, Till appeared to be getting the better of the exchanges, and seemed to be a bit more active. When it was all said and done, Till managed to edge out Gastelum just enough to earn a split decision victory. This brings us on to our main event, which saw fan favourites Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal face off for the BMF belt. For as long as the fight lasted, it lived up to all expectations. Jorge Masvidal really brought the fight to Nate Diaz, dropping Diaz with a brutal head kick before swarming him from the top position. And in typical Nate Diaz fashion, he endured anything that Masvidal could throw at him, continuing to march forward as he fired back with some solid combos of his own. The entire duration of the fight was completely action-packed. It seemed that whenever Masvidal connected with some hard shots, Diaz simply absorbed them and returned fire. While Jorge was undoubtedly winning the fight, Nate Diaz appeared to be hanging in there. Unfortunately, due to some severe cuts on Nate Diaz's face, the ringside doctor called a stop to the fight before the start of the 4th round, granting Jorge Masvidal the win in the process. It certainly wasn't the ending that we as fight fans wanted to see, and the fact that Nate Diaz usually does his best work in the 4th and 5th rounds made the situation even worse. It was a devastating ending to what was otherwise an incredible fight. Luckily, both Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz seem willing to run it back, so hopefully we could see a rematch in the coming months. Apart from the unfortunate stoppage, Jorge Masvidal put on a dominant and spectacular performance. That concludes our recap of UFC 244. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next video.
Never have a doubt, do you like me now? Am I good enough now? Should I get more loud? Till you hear the fucking sound? Oh no, I'm losing my shit again, having to fit again. Man, I'm forgetting when I used to have some friends. I used to play pretend, we all grow up and then hating my phone and trends. I'm about to blow my head, nobody knows I'm dead. There I'm a ghost instead, think that I'm close, I get straight comatose in bed. Try to go slow with breath, breathe out my nose and head. Heart doesn't go the trend, faster it goes.